Welcome to the reTIRED podcast. I'm Riley.
And I'm Noah.
We're former professional athletes turned parents and business owners.
We created this podcast to talk about sports, life, and everything in between.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the reTIRED podcast. Today, Noah and I are talking about superstitions and hobbies. Post-sport life hobbies.
Yeah, what do you do when your sport isn't your entire
existence?
Yeah, pretty much.
World.
Yeah, with all the extra time that we have, what do we do?
First, I want to hear your superstitions. I want to hear your superstitions playing the game and the weirdest one you've ever seen.
Okay.
Or heard of. You don't have to have somebody that you know that does it.
I've got some weird ones. Pro baseball guys are weird,
Especially POs.
Yeah. Okay, my superstition. Honestly, not the most superstitious person. Just a little stitious,
A little stitious?
No. I don't know. I never really had any, dead set, I had to do this, or else I was going to have the worst game of my life. But I went on little, weird, runs where it'd be when I had potbelly before a game, and I got the same order, I had a good game. It was convenient that there was a potbelly on campus in college, and so I don't know, maybe I had potbelly one day and I got a wreck and got certain toppings, and then I went and had a solid game with maybe a homer.
You're a food superstition guy.
Yeah, food superstition guy.
Okay.
What meal I eat before the game is going to determine how many hits I have. But then I remember there was a time where it turned into Subway, and I had to have 2 chocolate chip cookies. It didn't matter as much what sandwich I got, but when I had 2 chocolate chip cookies, I was going to have 2 doubles.
What if they were out of chocolate chip cookies? Could another cookie suffice, or is it only chocolate chip?
Find another Subway in town. Had to be the chocolate chip.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You just said you were a little stitious, and now you're giving me all these things.
I mean,
are you the crazy one?
I guess what I'm saying is I didn't have a lifelong superstition that I did before every single game through college or anything like that. But there'd be a month-long span where I was only eating Subway. Or
when was it time to go to a new superstition?
When it didn't work anymore.
And what, how many games, without a hit are we talking?
One.
One? You give up on it that fast?
Look, if 2 Subway chocolate chip cookies are giving me double after double after double, game after game.
You're not committed.
And then I have a game where I don't have my double or homer or a hit, for sure. If I don't have a hit, it's superstition's done.
Not committed to the stitiousness.
The chocolate chip cookies are done at that point. I need commitment. I need loyalty.
Oh, so the superstition has to be loyal to you.
That's the whole point, right?
I thought you were supposed to be loyal to the superstition.
What's the point if it doesn't work?
Okay, I see your point.
So that was probably mine.
What's the weirdest one?
Tell me your superstitions first, and then we'll come back to me for the weirdest one.
Okay, I have one that's I feel pretty normal. It's you have to end, whether it's pregame or practice, you have to end your hitting round on a good swing. But I feel that's pretty universal for all.
Yeah,
or on defense, a good rep. I'm not going to end on an error a bobble ball. It's
I think you're probably a little bit psycho if you're cool with just a rollover, and then you're all right, cool,
sweet, done,
let's go,
ready for the game.
Yeah.
The one that's weird that I did for me, and this is when I got into college, I had a food one in high school.
Yeah.
My food one was if we were staying at a hotel, for travel ball or something, the waffle makers. It was that. Had to have one. And most of the time they were in the shape of Texas. So it was if the hotel didn't have a Texas shaped waffle maker, it was I'm going to be horrible today. But in college, we used to have these little packs, and y'all might have seen them, of the right stuff. It's the salty, electrolyte, really concentrated electrolyte drink, and it comes in those little packets. That's a little plastic packet you pull off the top.
We didn't have those. I went to a mid-major. We couldn't afford it.
Well, and for some reason, they just really woke me up. It was a rush of caffeine, almost. and it was literally only salt. It was like salt and potassium, that's it. And I would drink one just straight. You're supposed to like dilute it in water or Gatorade or something. I would just drink one straight
like
before.
Powder, like it was powder?
No, it's liquid, but it's like super salty, concentrated liquid. And before any at bat, I would go.
Oh, before at bat, yeah. Like you're cranking it to get like a little.
But in softball, in 7 innings, you get like 3, maybe 4 at bats if it's like a longer game, or if you're scoring a lot of runs or something like that. So it was like maybe 3, and you're sweating a lot, so it's not like total waste.
Your kidneys were dying.
But I mean, so much salt.
Yeah, you better have been drinking some water.
Oh yeah.
Well, now that we're talking about it, I can definitely think of more like normal ones. Like through the span of
like
a season.
Yours?
Yeah, like I think a lot of baseball guys will relate to this, but like pants. I had to be pants up, stirrups. That was how I.
Oh, like your uniform.
Yeah, like knee high, with stirrups.
It's weird that y'all like change y'all's vibe, because like in softball, nobody really goes pants down, and if you do pants down, it's like that's like your thing. Like weird. You never change it.
Yeah, it's weird for softball. I feel like.
Yeah.
But I had to be knee high. It was knickers with stirrups, and if it wasn't that, something was bad. Like if I wasn't wearing my knickers and stirrups, that meant I was probably in a slump. And so
like no chocolate chips, no knickers and stirrups. It's just like 0 for 3 with 3 Ks or what?
Yeah. Something's wrong with me if I didn't have my pants the way I usually do. So then I would like go pants down, like baggy, which felt terrible. I hated that. I was like, something's got to get me out of this. So that was probably my more normal over the span of a season. Like my pants have to be a certain way, and that is something that is very relatable. I feel like for baseball players, especially, God, like when you get to the minors, and I'll never forget. Like I showed up to Vermont for short season, and like we had like Wilson brand pants, and they were like.
Had been
what
worn.
Are they called? High waters, when they're like flared. They were flared at the
floods
bottom.
Coming.
Oh, they've been worn for 17 years before I put them on, and I think I used like athletic tape, rolled them up, and I tried to just rig it to where they could.
You couldn't get them tailored?
No, I could have, but I wasn't making enough money to go spend money on a tailor.
Good point.
Yeah, it was bad. And that was why I hit really bad in single A. Yeah. I just couldn't find a good pair of pants. So
makes sense. Only logical conclusion, I guess.
It's amazing what a good pair of pants can do to a baseball player's confidence. And I'm not exaggerating. I know that seems dramatic.
It's so dramatic.
I will tell you. Leave a comment, chat. You guys know, like, there's nothing.
That's what your confidence is on?
There's nothing like putting on a good pair of baseball pants.
I guess for softball, it's like, it's not about your pants, because like our pants fit pretty much the same way every single time. Again, there's only like one style, but it's your hair. Like if you're having a good hair day where like your braid is like
yours right now,
sharp.
Yeah.
I don't know. When your braid's sharp and he didn't have a hard time putting it up, and everything's staying where it needs to stay, things are gonna be good.
There were days where I put my pants on and knew I was gonna go 4 for 4 with probably a double and a homer at least somewhere mixed in there.
Believe.
I'm just telling you, there's just something about a good pair of pants.
What's the weirdest superstition you've ever known? I think the not showering thing is weird. Like I've had teammates that like they will hit really well.
What?
They either won't shower or they'll wear the same like socks or the same undies or the same sports bra. I'm like, wash that.
So
please.
the same undies is one, but like it's weird because like you're wearing some layers. So like most guys will wear underwear and then like pull sliders over it for baseball, like baseball sliders.
So your undies aren't your sliders?
Some guys.
Okay.
Some guys are, some guys aren't. I've been through stages where like I would wear.
I think that's a lot.
I would wear like regular compression short underwear and then baseball sliders on top of it, just for like extra layers for sliding, like literal sliders for sliding. But then later in my career, I was like, I had so many freaking scars from sliding anyways. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna
zero epidermis left.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm done with extra sliders because it kind of was uncomfortable. But I've had teammates who wouldn't wash the top layer, the sliders.
Okay.
But I guess if you're washing the underneath, like, it's not that bad.
No.
But socks too. I've heard that. I surely can think of some weirder ones. I mean, there's some weird superstitions in pro ball. I'll think about it. You tell me what's the weirdest one? Just
yeah.
It's not even weird. It's just kind of gross. It's like,
or like, what I've heard a lot is like the order that you put your socks on.
Yeah.
Some people have to do one then the other, and I think that's weird.
I can proudly say I've never gone that far into superstitions that I'm not washing my clothes
or showering.
Couldn't do it. Yeah, that's night. Don't tell me.
Or like, okay, here's one.
Is
you know how like if you're someone like me, I wear my batting glove under my fielding glove. And that's a little bit weird. People do it.
Not very many people like you still doing that.
So wearing my batting gloves to hit, obviously. And then this was like before the sliding mitt came out. So I'd wear my batting gloves to run because depending on what field you're playing on, the dirt could be like not dirt, but small rocks, and they'll just tear your hands up. So wearing them to hit, wearing them for hitting practice, wearing them for fielding practice, fielding in the game, everything.
And this is the same pair of batting gloves for all these things.
Well, they get so like gross and like crusty disgusting. And like stinky. Yeah. But some people won't get a new pair of batting gloves until the next season. So they want to wear that one set of batting gloves the whole season, no matter how crusty. You know how they get. Everyone listening right now who plays knows how crusty they get. Like when you leave them in your bag. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm all about getting a new, fresh, crisp pair straight out of the package.
Yeah, I mean, I love a new pair of batting gloves.
Yeah.
New pair of batting gloves always rubs you a little bit wrong at first, though.
Think so?
You ever notice that? Like a brand
new
pair of batting
hands?
Gloves. I guess.
Do you have girl hands?
No, I mean, they're calloused. They're rock hard, but like every time I'd get a new pair of batting gloves, there'd be like one little spot that was just annoying. People can relate, I bet.
No,
leave a comment, chat. Anyways, we're getting off topic. I don't know. I can't think of any crazy superstitions I've heard of. Like I mean, I know guys that would have to like drink.
Yeah.
In order to.
We won't get into that. This is a family channel.
Yeah, it's not really a superstition. It's just kind of like
psycho.
Just the nerves of pro ball make you do weird things. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably it for me for the superstition thing. I'm trying to think of if I had any pro ball superstitions, because like I did good in college, so I wonder like when I was sucking it up in pro ball, like what level of desperation did I get to?
All of your pro ball was bad. I mean, the majority of it
was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was a head case.
Not all of it.
I mean,
aren't you glad you don't have to feel that stress anymore, though?
So glad. Like, God. Well, I think now too, as a hitting coach, I know why it was so bad. And like for me, I just thought I was being a mental midget the whole time. My swing really did just kind of suck.
It did
in a lot of ways.
I feel like it couldn't eat at the highest of levels. Especially, I mean, you have to think too about like the pitchers you guys are facing. Throwing just like 105 straight at your head, no idea where it's going. Like, it's hard not to be a little bit nervous when you're facing that.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that I think I did better in like spring training games against a lot of times higher level pitchers, meaning that they were in like AA or AAA.
They had some command. Than
I did against the single A. Like, I think a lot of people would say that too, that hitting in short season or single A or low A or whatever is sometimes tougher. There's a lot of reasons why, but we don't have to get into all that. God, what were my pro ball superstitions? I don't think I had any, honestly. I think I was such a just mental wreck that I was just like,
you know what I did?
Honestly, you know what I did? Yeah. This wasn't a superstition. This is like a part of my testimony, honestly, but I read my Bible more in single A baseball than probably ever, because it wasn't a superstition. I was just like, that was the only thing that kept me sane.
Yeah.
It was like the only thing that made me feel peace when I was just like horrible.
In the abyss.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't call that a superstition. I would call that a necessity.
Routine.
Yeah. Routine, necessity.
There's a difference between superstitions and routines.
Yeah. Okay. So that's superstitions. I want to know some of the crazy superstitions that you guys have ever either had or heard.
I know there's some weird ones out there.
There's really
I want to hear all the weird ones.
And I can't
give
think
it all
of,
to me.
Like, I can't think of all of them right now on the spot, but I've definitely heard some weird ones. But leave a comment. I want to know the craziest superstitions you've ever heard.
Share them. We'll share them next time.
And it doesn't just have to be baseball and softball. It can be anything. All sports. People do weird things. You know what? Some weird superstitions that I've heard just like briefly. I've heard hockey players have some of the weirdest superstitions.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know any hockey players.
A lot of it like with their gear, because they have a lot of gear, and so yeah. Leave a comment. All right. Moving on. What do our hobbies look like now that sports have really become not a thing for us, and we have all this time in our day to do hobbies?
So much time between.
That's sarcasm. We don't have time to do much of anything at all, because again, it's 1:30 right now, and we're filming this 1:30 in the morning.
It is,
because our daughter's sleep schedule is absolutely absurd.
It is. Hobbies.
Our fault.
I think one of our hobbies, and we had this hobby when we first started dating, and I guess when it first came out, we didn't really play Call of Duty together. I played Call of Duty when I was a kid. Like, I'm not OG enough to have played Halo. I
try to get you to play Call of Duty, and you don't like it.
I don't like Call of Duty now. I feel like it's different now.
It's literally Battle Royale. It's Warzone. It's awesome.
I know. I like traditional Call of Duty.
Like Search and Destroy?
Yes. Like I don't like how they do like the Fortnite.
They still
Battle
have that.
Royale. I know, but like, I don't know.
I would play that with you in a heartbeat.
But in college, when we were in college, Fortnite came out.
Yeah.
And
it was all
I feel like when we were on the road, like we would bring our PS4s on the road and like play
Did
Fortnite.
We really?
We did, yeah.
We brought our PS4s on the road.
Well, we weren't always on the road at the same time, but yeah.
That's true.
Fortnite's a big hobby of ours. Like if we ever get time.
Yeah, we still to this day.
We used to run it with my little brother, who's, I mean, he's 19, so he's not little, but
yeah.
And my mom.
Yeah.
That was our squad.
We were horrible.
Pretty bad.
Still
pretty bad.
Yeah. Unless Brooks carries because he's a PC player.
Yeah. I don't know. Fortnite used to be Call of Duty. I like to bake a lot.
Definitely.
I'm a baker and a cook. I kind of do that for you guys. I don't know if that counts as a hobby.
It's a hobby. You enjoy it. And I
gardening.
Love eating your food.
I like to build furniture. Like I built
gardening
our
is
coffee table.
Gardening's a new one for you. You haven't been into gardening until we got our house.
Yeah.
And now she's growing carrots and lettuce and cabbage and bean sprouts.
Not cabbage.
Oh, maybe that's the lettuce. Bean sprouts.
Yeah.
And
winter's hard though.
Just planted tulips today.
Mm-hmm.
So
for the freeze.
Yeah.
We're about to get a huge freeze.
She is a gardener. I think it's really in preparation for doomsday is why you do it.
Maybe. Or just to learn a new skill.
You want to be self-sufficient.
I like to learn new skills.
She wants to have chickens and live on a homestead.
Yes,
of course. I mean, I'm in.
Eggs are expensive.
Yeah,
more expensive than chickens are.
Yeah, I just want to.
I don't want to kill them and eat them. I just want the eggs.
I want to go get like 10 guns and just like have 400 acres and not shoot any.
Live in a bunker.
Not shoot any animals. I just want to shoot like bottles all day.
Okay. That was sounding really scary at first.
But in case that the world ends and I need to kill a squirrel
Are we getting
for
into
dinner.
Conspiracy theories now? Is that what this episode is going?
No, I don't have enough storage on this SD card to go into that. But I don't know. When we go to your grandparents' house in Hallsville, it just feels like life the way it should be. It's slower, and
it's nice out there.
It's fun to go and just like fish and shoot guns and ride four-wheelers and...
Are those your hobbies?
Be in nature. No, I wish that was my hobby. I wish I had space and land to go do that more often.
I feel like now that we're not playing sports, we do have work and we do have kids and stuff like that, but I feel like there's more time to like broaden our horizons and do things that we hadn't. Like for a while there you were like
not
DJing.
Not yet.
But no, you did all that kind of stuff too.
Well, that was before kids. I mean,
you don't think that YouTube golf is a hobby?
I was getting to that. I'm going
to.
I feel like I've always had a deep need for like creativity. Like I have an urge to just be creative.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'll dabble in things. Like I literally went so into DJing and
you did
not DJing,
your setup,
music production.
Yeah, both.
Although I wouldn't call it music. It was like heavy EDM, which I don't know. It was fun. It was fun to learn. It was fun to experiment. But I think I don't know. I get real, and this is something that I think I get from my dad. I get really like into a new thing, and when I'm into it, I'm all into it for an extended period of time, and then I'll just like hard stop.
Yep.
Did that with music production. Did that with
Lucky's Casinos.
No, that's a seasonal business.
No.
That I just don't really care to do anymore. But yeah, we did casino parties. Shout out to Funk. I think I'm just gonna like sell my share of that company to somebody. I just don't feel like setting up tables and breaking it all down. It's fun though. I got into bodybuilding, but I was never gonna go compete with that. I just wanted to.
You just posed and took pics.
I think because I was done playing baseball and done like finally for the last 10 years I've been following baseball specific workouts. I could finally just go and like do meathead workouts for a while, and so when I went in on it, I went in hard, and I did it for like 6 months straight, working out 2 hours a day every day.
Would work out 2 hours is lowballing it. It was like 3 to 4 hours total round trip, like to the gym and back.
3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours.
No, it wasn't.
As a person who is pregnant at home, waiting for you to come home.
No, it wasn't. I don't know. It was therapeutic. Still is. I just haven't. I've kind of flipped the workout switch off a little bit.
Yeah. It's hard to stay on like all the time doing that.
I just think I'm more tired now. I'll get back into it. Not bodybuilding, but like just being healthy and working out again. Because I'm a little skinny, scrawny boy right now. But yeah, I don't know. I just went so hard at it it was probably like a year straight. It wasn't 6 months. It was like a year. And I was just sitting on the couch one day. I was like, what am I doing this for? Like, I mean, I liked the way I looked.
You saw one good video.
I
realized it was time.
I started watching YouTube golf, and like I've always loved golf, but I'll tell the whole Hosel and Hack story some other time. But yeah, got into golfing and filming it and making YouTube golf videos, and that's literally taken over my entire existence for the last year.
That is correct.
But it's been cool. We've gotten to do some cool things and gotten to work with some cool brands. Shout out to Waggle. Love them to death. Gotten to go travel a lot in the last year. And so, yeah, if you like YouTube golf, go follow my YouTube golf page. Hosel and Hack on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. And Rumble. If you've ever heard of Rumble.
You're on Rumble.
Yeah, it's new-ish. Actually, I haven't posted any videos on there, but we do have an account. So yeah, my hobby now is 1000% YouTube golf. If I have any time outside of work and being a parent, it's going towards YouTube golf. But now that we've started this podcast, right now I'm sitting here filming this instead of editing YouTube golf videos.
What will you do after we do this?
Which for me is a big step.
You're just going to be editing this instead.
Not tonight.
No, sleep.
Maybe tomorrow. No, I've got Hosel and Hack videos.
Oh my god!
I've got reels to put out. The people are waiting.
The people.
All the fans. Yeah. But yeah, that's my hobby. So you have gardening and baking, and I have YouTube golf. Just golf. It's just golf. That we occasionally film sometimes because it's fun. Mm-hmm. So.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, let us know. Let us know the biggest, craziest superstitions you've ever heard of or have had teammates who had them. And I want to hear them. Also, if you like the podcast, make sure you leave a subscribe.
Leave a subscribe.
Leave a subscribe.
It is 2 a.m. now.
If you like the podcast, please subscribe. We will continue trying to put these out and just talking about life and sports and family and faith and all the things. And when you subscribe, that helps us. So
leave a subscribe.
Leave a subscribe. I think you can subscribe down here.
Oh my goodness.
Down there.
If you're on YouTube and you don't know where to subscribe,
there's like a little thing right there. But it depends how much I crop this, if it's even in there or not. Anyways, leave a subscribe. And follow us on Instagram.
Yeah. Do we have an Instagram?
No. Just our personal accounts.
Follow our personal accounts on Instagram. Yeah.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say? I feel like I really stole the show there.
You did steal the show, but that's okay. You can steal the show.
Do you want to go into more in depth about your hobbies?
I can go into depth on my gardening and baking later. That's like a whole episode worth of just gold I have to give.
Yeah. Baking with rye. Anyways, well, that's reTIRED. Should we say it like that? reTIRED? Or just say retired?
I think retired is fine.
Well, that's episode 2 of reTIRED. Tired in all caps. And we are tired. It's 2 a.m. and it's time to go to sleep. So thanks for tuning in. Leave a subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.